yourself by putting the registration number. Always get to know your number and ask mommy or daddy, the person who is concerned with your learning, to tell you the registration number. Have it written everywhere in your book. Okay, in every book, not everywhere, but at least in each subject, you should have it written in your book, such that when you join Zoom, you first rename yourself with your registration number. This one helps us in identifying who is in class and is that person in the right class. So we urge you, we request you always to rename yourselves. So Ayla and Abid, Kilowi, that is Chitiwa Kilowi, I request you to do so. Then Keith. Others, they have not yet joined. And remember, we always filter to see who is entering class. So if you find yourself in the waiting room, we are first of all checking, are you the right person? And without that number for identification, it may take us long to let you in class. So with those few notices, I would like to get back to my learners. One of you is going to lead us in the opening prayer. Then we start off with our lesson. If you have any question, you are free to raise up your hand and I will give you the opportunity to ask the question. If you want to send a message, you can send a direct message to me through the chat room, such that your information or your question does not go to any other person, but send it directly to me and I shall give you feedback. So with that, my dear learners, I want one of you to lead us in the opening prayer. Who is ready? By show of hands. Christian Mantos, Eva is ready. Thank you so much, my boy. You may now lead us in the opening prayer.
Thank you, teacher. Oh God, bless everyone. Help us to do homework. Bless the teachers for working so hard to build the schools and teaching us. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Christian Matos, for leading us in the opening prayer. May God bless you and everyone who is connected to us right now. Okay, so my dear learners, we have finished having the opening prayer. Let us get now to our lesson. Today is Friday, 26th of November 2021. Let us first write date in our books. Then we write the topic of today's lesson. We've been talking about transport and we come to the end of this topic. So as we end the topic about transport, what are we going to look at? We need to talk about people who provide transport services. So this is our heading today, which you will have to write in your books after writing date. People who provide transport services. How do we call them? Do we know these people? We looked at 4 types of transport. Do we remember them? And now, those 4 types of transport, where we have road transport, air transport, water transport, rail transport. Do we know that people who provide the transport service in that type? So that is what we need to look at. Have you finished writing the 2? I think so. Keith has raised his hand up. Let me first hear from him. And Jesse. Oh, again the hand of, okay. Keith, can I hear from you? Keith. Okay. Meanwhile, as I wait for Keith.
Bus
Yes?
drivers.
Oh, we have bus drivers. This is so good. Thank you. Bus drivers are under which type of transport, Keith?
Road transport.
Very good. Thank you so much. I clap for you. Hey, there we have road transport, and we can talk of bus drivers. That is from K. Now let's first have this. Let me first show you something to guide us as we go about this question. Now we shall have, for example, pilot flies an aeroplane. So aeroplane is one of the means of air transport. But now, do we know a pilot? Have we ever got the opportunity to see a pilot? Some of us, we have never entered in the aeroplane. We don't know how it looks inside there. So now here, I have a picture that I took for some of the pilots in the aeroplane. Are we together? This aeroplane was already in the air flying. So an aeroplane has more than one pilot. They are like two people in control of the aeroplane, not like a vehicle where there is one driver. So here we see the pilots. One is seated here and another here. Both of them take full control of this aeroplane, but they know how they do their work. Okay? Then, can it be a man? Can it be a woman? For example, here, I decided to bring out only one. Here, a lady was in control of the aeroplane. She's also a pilot, as you can see. So this is how an aeroplane looks like, that part where the pilot sits. It is not easy to allow passengers to reach there and see what is happening in there or take photos. That is why I decided to bring for you this. So now this has been an example. We are going to write this as number 1. After writing the heading, people who provide the transport services. When we talk about air transport, let us have this one, pilot. And what does a pilot do? A pilot flies an aeroplane. So can we first write that? Then we shall add on. There I will get back to you. We share together. We share together. You tell me those people in the different means of transport and types. Jesse has already finished. This is so good. How about others? Have you also finished? Let me first hear from Chloe. Yes, Chloe, I see your hand is up. Do you have a question?
I have finished.
Oh, this is so good. Thank you so much, my God. Now we move on. I guess we have finished with that. Now we need to look at other types of transport. Now here we are. We are still looking at people who provide transport services. One of you, tell us, who is that person you are seeing? How do we call that person? And which type of transport? Let me see. Please raise up hands. The same people. Someone to tell us. Okay. How do we call this person?
A driver.
Oh, very good. Here we see a driver. Driver drives like which means of transport? Okay. A boat?
Yes, please.
Like
A
which?
car.
We have a car. Okay, thank you so much. So we shall name this person. We call him driver, and a driver drives a car or a train. A train has got several people there. We have a train driver, like we have a car driver. Okay, then we have another person or other people. The team is big, is not one. Just like in the aeroplane, we have just talked of the pilot, but there are other people on board, the air hostess, we have the cabin crew, and the others who are there. Now here we have a driver, can drive a car, can drive a train. Now let me get you another picture. Here we have captain. Captain is in charge of controlling a ship or a train. So just like I've told you, a train does not have one person. There is a driver, there is a captain, there is engine man, the one who is in charge of checking on the engine, you see. So how does the captain look like? Like a driver. Here we get his picture. So this captain you are seeing in the picture was in control of a ship. At times, he has to use the binoculars to see what is far, what is ahead when they are on the lake. You reach somewhere when you can't see anything, when you see only white in all directions, when you are in the middle of the lake, clouds come and touch the water. When you see everywhere, you just see something white. So you need to use some binoculars. Now here we have a captain who was in control of a ship, but still we can have a captain in control of a train. Then we can have a also working together with a captain. Still in some means of transport, like a taxi, like a bus, there is not only a driver, but we have other people. For example, conductor. A conductor, that is a man. Conductress is a woman. So those people, they help. Others, we know them for collecting the money. It's not the driver again to stop the vehicle and say, now you people bring the money. Again, he comes and open the door such that one goes out or gets in. No. Now we need to write these two people also. Let us first write driver, then we write captain. You can also add on, what does a driver do? So we can just put in a simple way, the way you are seeing it. Driver drives a car or drives a train. Captain controls a ship or controls a train. So just write the way it is here for easy understanding. We don't need to write too many words. We may end up forgetting even how to read them. Then after this, I want to ask another person. I'm going to ask you some questions. I see John and Gideon. There is Christian Mantos. Your questions are coming. We are still looking at people who provide the transport services. So don't put your hands down. Now, have you finished? Christian Mantos has finished. I see Jesse Elijah also has finished. This is so good. We need now to move on. Have you captured the spelling of the word captain and the spelling of the word driver? Because this will come in the question one might be asked, not the examinations we are going to do, but anytime you may come across a question asking you to write like a 4 or 2, two names given to people who provide transport services. Then you are asked the one, yes, the one who drives a vehicle, let's say a lorry. That one remains a driver. Okay, let us now move on. I bring another page where I want you to tell us. Here we have 2 pictures. How do we call these people? Me, I also want to learn from you. I tried to sit and think, now how do we call these people? In the first picture here, I see those guys of boda. Those ones riding motorcycles. But you know, boda is another new English word taken from Uganda. It is now used. When you check, this is for the parents now. Parents, to confirm this, when you check in the Oxford Dictionary, 9th edition, you will find more 2 new words added from Uganda. We have matoke, then we have boda is now an English word. So now I get back to my dear learners. How do we call a person who provides the transport service using boda? John, are you able to tell us how we call this person? Yes, John? John, I can't hear from you.
First or second?
What?
First or second?
Oh, I can't get your answer very well. John, what have you said?
First or second?
The first one, where we have the borders.
The border drive.
Okay. Border driver. Thank you. Thank you for your answer. It has sense. It has meaning. Okay. How about the second? What do you say?
A man drives a bicycle.
Okay. Thank you, John, for trying. A man driving a bicycle. Hey, we are in class, by the way. We are here to learn. This is so good to try. I want to hear from you. Then we get the words we can give to these people. Now, this man you see is riding a bicycle. Do you know that even in Kampala, we have, should I call it boda? Yes, it's boda, but for a bicycle, not a motorcycle. If you want to believe this, just come and check on the road from Kiloko Tower. People going to those ends of Ndeba, Chibuye, which other area? We have Makindye. I see borders for bicycle there. So now this one is representing those people. So meaning you can also provide the transport service using a bicycle. And we are here to learn, how do we call that person? That has been John. Gideon, what do you say? Girls, I'm coming to you. I'm gender sensitive. I want a girl and a boy. Only that P1 girls. Very few participate. Yes, Gideon.
Motorcycles.
Gideon. In the first picture, we have the motorcycle.
Yes, teacher.
So how do we call these people who provide the transport service using motorcycles?
Motorcycle.
Yes? Gideon, I can't hear from you.
Motorcycle.
Yes?
Motorcycle.
Motorcycle? Motorcycle is the one they use. But now the person, how do we call that person? We call a person motorcycle?
That's your transport.
What?
Transport. Border transport.
Hey, border transport. Okay, this is so good. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. With this one, Gideon. Okay. We are learning. How about the second?
Bicycle.
Okay.
Bicycle transport. Bicycle transport.
Let me hear from a girl, then we get, I give you what I think. Let me hear from a girl, that is Chitiva Kiloi. Kiloi, tell us something. You are representing the girls. In the second picture, we have a man riding a bicycle. If this was border of a bicycle, how do we call that person? Because we are people who provide the transport services.
We call them a motorcycle driver.
We call them what?
A bicycle driver.
Okay, a bicycle driver. Good, thank you. How about those ones who ride the border, the motorcycle?
A driver.
A driver. Okay. Thank you so much, Chloe. Now, my dear learners, for me, this is what I thought of. This is what I thought of coming up with. Since the word border is now an English word, we can call them border rider. A border rider. A motorcycle is ridden. We don't have a driver, but we have the word rider. So our new words today that we can add on to mean a driver is now rider. Are we together? Just like the one who rides a bicycle. A bicycle also is not driven. You ride, okay? You ride a bicycle just like this person. But here, I have another new word that I want to bring to you. By the way, we are going to write. We have another word, and that is cyclist. Say cyclist. Everybody repeat after me. Cyclist. Cyclist. Are we together? So these two words are used when we are talking about these people. But now we can give each category, each picture one word. For the bicycle, we can say is a cyclist. Then this one of motorcycle is a border rider. Can also be motorcycle rider, is also correct. So can we first write these two words? These people are not drivers. Let me see. This one say the first picture is a boda cyclist. The second picture is a bicycle cyclist. Wow, this is so good. Thank you, Ida. Thank you for your message also. Okay, that has been Keith. Keith just sent me his answer because I did not pick him, but he sent it via the chat room. Thank you so much, Keith. You are right. Christian Mantos, yours is coming, no worries. I'm seeing all the hands which are up. Have we finished writing these two? Now we move on. I hope we have finished writing boda rider and then cyclist, which are our new words that we are learning today. Now we need to move on. But before we move on, under which type of transport are these people? Somebody to answer this question. Cool. Let me get to Christian Mantos. Christian Mantos, I have
Yes, teacher.
Under which type of transport do we find the boda rider and the cyclist? Christian?
Pardon?
I'm asking, under which type of transport? We have 4 types of transport that we looked at. Now, under which type of transport do we find the boda rider and the cyclist?
Road transport, we find boda riders.
Very good. Thank you so much. There we are. Now we need to move on. Thank you, Christian Mantos.
Okay.
Move on. We are still looking at places where we find, okay, and this time we need to look at places where we find means of transport. We have stopped looking at people. Now we are looking at those places. Starting with means of body transport. In which place do we find this means of body transport? Somebody to tell us. I want to start with taxis. Where do we find taxis? Somebody to tell us. In which place do we find taxi? Let me see. I have Ayla. Ayla, tell us something. Where can we find taxis? In which place?
On the road.
Hey, we find taxi on the road?
At the park.
Very good. At the park. So which park now? So to be specific, we have the tax park. Are you seeing the word? Tax park. So this is how a tax park looks like. In a tax park, you will find only taxis. So in Kampala here, we have several tax parks. We know the old tax park, new tax park. We have one in Usafi. We have now Wanda Shopping Mall has a tax park there. Very many, okay? I can't finish them all. Even in your areas there, if you are living in a town, there must be a tax park where you find them. Those ones who park on the road, that is illegal. That is why you find our roads when they are congested, we cannot even pass. They can even steal your property like a mobile phone because that is not being ordered. We need to grow up when we are ordered. We know that if I want a taxi, I go to the taxi park, not finding the one on the road. But I know it is a process of which it is not our fault, but the way we plan to do things, we need to do it with much care to avoid such things to happen. Now, another thing I want to talk about is this. Where do we find buses? Where do we find buses? Somebody to tell us. I have very few hands. Okay, Ethan, number 7 is here. Ethan, where do we find buses?
The bus park.
Oh, very good. We have the bus park, but nowadays the word changed somehow. This, yes, is a bus park, but we can learn another new word today, and that is bus terminal. Say bus terminal.
Terminal.
Yes. So bus terminal means the same as bus park. You see this word? This word is terminal. So in a bus terminal, we only find buses there. I moved around and I got for you these pictures. So this is one of the bus terminals that we have. But now every bus has its own terminal. You find the link has its terminal road here in Kisenyi. Is it Kisenyi? Then above Nabagereka, the former Nabagereka school, you will find another bus terminal there. You find in Namaiva bus terminal or bus park, you find the YY coach, ones going to South Sudan, you know, like that. So let us first write these two places. My dear learners, let us first write these two places, then we move on. Say places where we find the means of transport. Places where we find means of transport. There is a word missing. The word of is missing. But you can add it there. So there we have means of road transport first. Taxi park, we find taxis. Bus terminal or bus park, in brackets, we find buses. First write those ones. Don't draw the pictures. One may say, I want my work to be organized like that of the teacher. You begin drawing buses, you begin drawing taxis with the people. Time is not going to be enough for us. As I speak, we have like 22 minutes left to end. So just write only the words you are seeing there. Okay. Okay, have we finished? Let me check the messages. What do they say? John, Jesse have finished. This is so good. So we move on. Yes, I hope you have finished. Let us now move on. We look at another means of transport. Here we are going to talk about means of air transport. What is that you are seeing in the picture? Which means are those, and where can we find them? The same hands. Other people, where are you? I don't see you raising hands. Shanita. Hey, I love to give opportunity to other people who haven't said anything. Jesse, I'm coming to you. Let me first hear from Shanita. Yes, Shanita.
An airport.
Oh, very good. This is an airport. Wonderful, wonderful. So, tell us, Shanita, tell us one airport in Uganda. Shanita. Oh, it seems Shanita is muted. Let me hear from Jesse. Yes, here we see an airport. Tell us one airport in Uganda and what we can find at the airport.
Jesse. Airport.
Very good. We have Entebbe Airport. And what can we find on Entebbe Airport?
Airplanes.
Good. We can find it there. Aeroplanes. We can find helicopters, aircraft. This is so good. So now we write. What are we going to write? We are writing means of air transport. Then among them, write first of all, the place is airport, and we find aeroplanes, helicopters, jet aircrafts, and the others. So let us write that one. And remember, the heading is places where we find. So we are looking at now those means of air transport. The place is airport. And at the airport, we find aeroplanes, helicopters, we find jet air. Let us write that. After there, we need another means of air transport. No, this time we go to another type of transport. We go to another type of transport. Have we finished? Yeah, remember to put some means of air transport that we find at the airport. I hope we have finished. When I see hands, I know you have finished, and the messages. Here we have means of water transport. Yes, my dear learners, we are looking at means of water transport. Where can we find them? In the picture, we have places where we can find them. Which means are these ones that we are seeing? And which place is that? Somebody to tell us. Let me see. Who is going to tell us? Hey, I have the same hands. Yeah. Okay. The same hands. The same hands. Okay. Tell us. Which place is that? Okay. You don't know.
Seaports. Yes,
Ah.
pressed it.
This is a seaport.
No, it's a seaport.
It is a what?
Yes,
Okay.
a seaport.
Oh, very good. You have a good idea. We can talk of seaport. What about
A
if it's
seaport.
okay, thank you. So we can eliminate the word sea and we take the word port. We can take the word port. So there we find ship, we find ferry. So at the port, it can be a seaport, as Kate has said. It can be a port on the lake, but a lake is different from a sea. A sea is very big, whereas a lake is small. We have ocean. Can it be ocean port? So now we are going to leave out those other words. We take only the word port. Look at the spelling of the word port. Don't write for me the other pot where we put water for drinking in the house. Yes, it is also a pot, but this one has R in it. So this word pot is a place at the side of the lake or at the side of the sea, at the side of an ocean, where these means of water transport, for example, this one you are seeing, this is a ship. Last time I told you that a ship is very big and it carries very many containers. Can you tell how many containers are on this ship? Even me, I don't know. Now, these ships can come very many, like you see, there is one here. This is a ship. There is another one here where there is white. There is another, and like that. So this is Mombasa port. So on this Mombasa port, you see all these ones which are blue, green, red, yellow, black. All these ones are containers that you see on the trailers, okay, at Mombasa port. So these ships come and stage here. This is like their park. We saw taxis going to the taxi park, buses going to the bus park or bus terminal. Now, aeroplanes go at the airport. For ship, ferry, and the other means of water transport, they come at the port, but we have other places which we are going to talk about. Now, at the port, there are these things which offload them. These things you are seeing, the structures in yellow. They are the ones that they offload these containers, lifts one by one, and they put this side. They pile them. Then the owners take them from here. They put on the trailers. Then the trailers move and bring them to our countries. So why is it that these ones are brought by ship at the sea? I mean at the port on water. We say the water transport is the best type of transport for carrying heavy goods. These containers are very heavy. And as you see, a ship brings very many, more than 100. Now, if we were to have trailers bringing these ones, you will find the road full of trailers without ways of passing. When the traffic jam of trailers is there. And from one country to another. So just look at that. Now, water becomes the best way. Only one means will carry more than 100 and take at the port. Then trailers pick from there. Not having 100 trailers from Kenya bringing things in Uganda. So what do we do there? We have where ships and the ferry can go and we receive our containers. And that place, first write port before I show you that place. First write the word port with some means of water transport that we can find at the port. There we have the ship, we have the ferry, We have even others, but I can't finish them all because we are just learning to understand some of the things that we don't need everything. There we shall limit what we learn because we have only 1 hour and we are left with 10 minutes, meaning we shall be ending this lesson in the next 10 minutes. So have you finished writing a report with some means of transport there? We go. Let's move on. Let's look at another place. It is still for means of water transport. Now this one is in Uganda. The other one was the seaport, as you heard from who? That was Keith. For us in Uganda, we don't have a sea. Uganda is a landlocked country. Is locked within by other countries. We don't touch the sea or we don't touch the ocean. Those large water bodies, for us, we have only lakes. So where we have our Lake Victoria, what we can have for the means of water transport to come and bring the goods, we can afford having what we call landing site. Everybody say landing site. A landing site is almost like a port. Actually, we also have ports in Uganda. We have both landing sites and ports. The only difference is that a landing site, much as it looks like a port, but look in the first picture here. What are you seeing here? Are you seeing any ship here? No. What are these? Somebody to tell us, what are those ones you are seeing? Kilo, in the first picture, what are they? Are we seeing ships? How do we call them? Let me get to John. I can't hear from Kilo. John?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, in the first picture here, what are these?
When you say that the leave is ending on 4th, it means you're coming back on 5th.
John?
Yeah.
Yes, teacher.
In the first picture, which means of water
But
transport?
now that means you have to amend the annual leave to come to, I think, 3rd. So that the 4th is the travel time. The annual leave, let me see.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's going to create an overlap because there is already an annual leave that is ending on the 4th.
okay. There was some kind of another person talking in the background. We couldn't get connected. Let me get to Jesse.
A
Jesse.
boat.
Yeah. Good. We see boats. Now, when it comes to boats, they will not go to the port. Boats don't go to the port. I mean, like where we'll find the ships and the other means of water transport. So for them, they come to the landing site. Like you can go in Gaba if you are here in Kampala. In Jinja, there is Masese landing site. You know, actually, this picture I picked it from Masese landing site in Jinja. This is the landing site, is another place. Then we can have a ferry. On Lake Choga, we find this ferry crossing people from Kayunga district to Kamoli district and other neighboring districts there. So in the second picture, we see a ferry. So what are the means of water transport here on the landing site and some ports in Uganda? We have boats. We can have yacht, we can have dog. Yes, even some smaller ships, not big ones, like the ones we saw that go to Mombasa. We have our small ships that move on Lake Victoria. Can someone tell us some of them? If you know some. Elmax, thank you for raising up your hand. May you share with us in this lesson Do you know some ships in Uganda?
No.
You don't know. Okay, no worries. What can you share with us in this lesson?
Teacher,
Yes.
how do I put down my hand?
How? Come again with your question.
How do I put down my hand?
Hey, what are you using? A computer or a smartphone?
I'm using a phone.
A phone. Okay, when you get to participant, you see your name, and when you get to more, you can see those options. But let me put your hand down. For me, I can just do it from here. Okay, but next time, in case you want to do so, you get to your name in the list of participants, you will see another option of more. Then you click there. Then the computer, I think it's in reactions. I hope that is the right way to go. In case it is not like that, then on the phone, you can check where you find the chart, where you find those other options. Kali, let us now move on, my dear learners. We are about to end this lesson, and I had asked Elmax to tell us some of the ships that we have in Uganda here. So there we have the MV Kabarega. Is one of the boats and the ships we have in Uganda. I know this is a big question. I can't bring it for you, but I just wanted to know if someone knows, because what I brought to you here, I did not show you any ship. So one may think that maybe Uganda, we don't have a ship. No, we have. MV Kabarega, there is the MV Kalangala. I hear, because I've never used them. But if you are going to Kalangala, there is a ship which can take you from a certain landing site. Anyway, my dear learners, we can't learn everything in one lesson. Have you finished writing landing site? Is another place where we can find some means of water transport. And what are those ones that we can find at the landing site? We have the boats, we have the yacht, we have the door, and the others that we have left out. Even a canoe can be there. So, my dear learners, for the interest of time, we are going to end with the means of railway transport. And when we talk about rail transport, we mean what? What can we talk there? Someone to tell us the means of rail transport. Mantos, what is that you are seeing in the picture?
I see a train.
Very good. So where can one find a train?
We can find a train or on a train station, a railway station.
Very good. I was listening to get the word station. Look here. This. How do we read this?
Kampala railway station.
Very good. So I picked this picture in Kampala here. If you want to use a train to travel to, let's say, Nambole, that side of Nambole, you get to Kampala rail station, and then you board.
Teacher, you know,
Yes?
I never saw a train.
Oh, you never saw?
Yes.
You one day ask mommy or daddy to take you to the rail station. You will see a train. In Kampala here, we have. You will get the chance to see a train. Okay. All right, all right. Thank you for your contributions. I want you to write this. I have someone, Sasa, Kisa, and Travin. Can I hear from you? As you are writing others, we are writing this now. Rail station, what do we find there? We find trains. Sasha?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, how are you?
Fine.
Who is this one? What is your name?
Nantali.
Nantale Gabriela?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, I know you. Only that the names you used to join the class were confusing me. Please, you need to rename yourself.
What is my sister's name?
Your sister's name. Oh, one day you will be locked out of class because of joining class with your sister's name. Hey, you need to keep renaming yourself. Got it. Thank you. Thank you, Nantale, for joining in. We come to the end of this lesson, and we are ending it by looking at the means of rail transport, where we can find them. That is at the rail station, and there the means is the train. So with that, I hope you have finished writing this word train. I want now to stop screen share because we have come to the end of this lesson. I want to say you find activity of lesson 4 on P1 Google Classroom. As usual, is a Google form. You can answer and submit. Then what else? Just saying thank you for attending this lesson. My name is Teacher Joel Maluma. I love you all. You have been my good learners. So with that now, we are going to have a closing prayer led by Nantale. Nantale, give us a closing prayer. Then we see how we can do what? We can go and enjoy our weekend. Kali, let me ask you how to unmute and pray for us.
Yes, teacher.
You give us a closing prayer.
Okay. Let's humble ourselves and pray. Teachers already. Oh Lord, I pray for the things which you have given us. I pray protect us. I pray for the things which are given us. I pray for everything which you have given us. I pray. Thanks for protecting us when we are learning. In Jesus' name I prayed. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Nantale. By the way, I did not ask if you have any question, only that our time is now over. Next time, I will leave some minutes for you to ask me some questions regarding the lesson.
Teacher,
Yes.
there is another quiz which cannot work.
Another what?
Quiz.
In which subject? Gabriel.
Yes.
Which subject?
Literacy 2.
Literacy 2. All my quizzes are open. I don't give them a specific period of time in that they get locked when you cannot submit. That must be literacy 1 maybe. You need to check it very well. Good enough, you have my number. Please get to my WhatsApp. We finish about this. Okay?
Yes.
Kali. Now, everybody, I want you to unmute. You tell me bye-bye. I wish you a good day.
Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher.
Bye,
Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher. Bye. See you next time. Bye. See you next time.
teacher.
Bye. 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 See you next time. Bye. 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 See you next time. Bye. See you next time. Bye, teacher. Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye, teacher.
The teacher's still here. I thought the teacher logged out. I'm out of here.
I'm ending.